You ever look at a painting, a totally silent painting, and feel like you can almost hear it? Or, you read a poem and this entire world just springs to life in your head. Well, today we're diving into this really fascinating connection between two completely different works of art that somehow seem to speak the exact same haunting language. Let's get into how they pull it off.
So we start here, with this incredible piece by the Polish surrealist Zdzisław Beksiński. I mean, just take a second and look at it. It's like a silent apocalypse. There are no people, no life, nothing, just this grand, beautiful decay. You've got entire city blocks just unmoored, floating in this dusty orange haze. It's a world that has totally come apart at the seams and is just suspended in this eternal, deafening quiet.
And then, into that dead silence, we get this, a sound. This line is from a poem by the Turkish writer Segay Bakırdöven, a shattering melody. I mean, what a contrast, right? A loud, breaking sound crashing into a totally silent image. So that's our central puzzle here. How can a poem, which is all about sound and sensation, give a voice to a painting of absolute total stillness?
We're about to see how these two separate creations, one you see, one you read, are really just two halves of the same coin. They build this shared world of surreal decay and this deep cosmic loneliness.
Okay, so right away, the poem starts to act like a tour guide for our eyes. When Bakırdöven writes, "The whisper of the waves melts on the glass," it makes you focus on that soft, hazy quality of the air in Beksinski's painting, doesn't it? It feels like the air itself is almost liquid, dissolving the hard edges of this broken world. The words are giving the silence a texture, something you can almost feel.
All right, let's build on that and get to our first major idea, this concept of a shattered cosmos. Both of these artists are just obsessed with the image of a world that isn't just decaying, but is literally, physically flying apart.
Look really close at all that debris floating up in the sky. The poem talks about stars dancing and the fate of light. And in the painting, well, these chunks of buildings become Beksinski's stars. They're the last remnants of a civilization, now scattered across the sky like some kind of broken constellation. So you see, it's not just a city falling. It's an entire cosmic order that's coming undone.
And the poem gives us this incredibly specific image right here. The marbles break from within the columns. A line like that forces you to look at the crumbling architecture, the exposed guts of the buildings. We're not just looking at a ruin, it's like we're watching the deconstruction happen in real time, the collapse from the inside out.
So we've gone from a shattered world to a world of fading senses. And this is where the poem does something really special, something the painting just can't do on its own. It starts describing the loss of sound, of touch, and even of smell. It pulls us deeper into what it feels like for this world to end.
I mean, how do you paint a fading scent? It seems impossible, but the poem says, "The scent of ruby dulls." And when you look back at the painting with that line in your head, you see it. You totally see it. It's in that thick, dusty air that looks like it would choke you. The muted colors, the lack of sharpness, it's a perfect visual for sensory deprivation. The world hasn't just broken, it's losing its very essence.
Okay, so both of these works, the painting and the poem, they're pushing us towards a much deeper, more philosophical idea. It's an idea that's actually hidden in the poem's title and its final lines, and honestly, it's the key that unlocks this entire connection.
And that word is noumenon. Now in philosophy, this is a bit of a heavy concept, but stick with me. It basically refers to the thing in itself, the true reality of something that exists beyond what our limited senses can pick up. So we can see a chair, we can feel its shape, see its color, but we can never truly perceive its essential chairness. That invisible essence, that's the noumenon. It's the reality behind what we see.
And this is the whole thing right here. Beksinski's painting is the phenomena. It's the external, observable world of a decaying city that we can see with our eyes. But Bakırdöven's poem, that's the noumena. It's the internal, invisible experience of that decay. The shattering sounds, the fading smells, the inner monologue of a world coming to an end.
And then the poem just drops this incredible final line. It says that the unseen reality, the final inner order, finally breaks through and becomes the visible world, the phenomena. This is the moment it all clicks. The inner world of decay that the poem has been describing finally erupts and becomes the physical, shattered landscape that we've been staring at in the painting the whole time.
So let's just quickly put it all together. What have we seen? The painting gives us the silent external body of an apocalypse. The poem gives us its internal sensory soul. They aren't just kind of similar, they're two absolutely essential parts of a single, complete, and really tragic story about the end of everything. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many silent paintings out there are just waiting for the right words to make them sing? The next time you're standing in front of a piece of art, just ask yourself, what unseen story might it be trying to tell? Because, as we've seen today, sometimes the most powerful conversations happen in the quiet spaces, right between a shattered sound and a silent image.